We're starting the week off with explosive volume in the crypto market, but that's selling pressure. We're also going to talk about the bigs buying Bitcoin, XRP ETF news, along with the reason on why the sell-off is happening and how long will it last.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Ugh, happy Monday, everyone. This isn't what I wanted to see when I opened up my Coin360 website this morning. Why are we in the red? Well, we're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about ETF action with XRP. And I'm not talking about the CME futures one. I'm talking about the spot ETF. We'll talk price action along with what, everyone? Your comments. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. Mark Johnson says no blood from here, and here is a good thing. Yeah, it is. And I had one hell of a track workout on Sunday. Felt freaking good to cut it loose. Cro Magnon says, do stocks move in unison like this? Like Apple and gold? Basically asking, do stocks move like the whole crypto market? You know how like when something happens with the crypto market, today's a good example, how the whole thing just kind of takes a big poop on itself. Do stocks move like that? Honestly, no. With stocks, you see a lot of sectors moving down. So like, for instance, if we get bad housing data, you'll see like Home Depot and stuff like that move down, but you won't see like the tech stocks move down. Now, if you get bad news, like all of a sudden, you know, the whole world is coming to an end, yeah, then of course the whole stock market's going to come down. But it's usually sector by sector news in the stock market, where crypto trades as a whole blob. Want to learn why we're red? Want to see what the bigs are doing? Want to talk XR price? Then stick around. Bitcoin sitting at 102,497. ETH is 2,400. BNB is 638, while Sol's at 161. Ooh, there's a lot of deep red up on the screen. Swee's at 362, while XB's at 230. Toncoin down big as well. Dot's down big, so is Caspa. Why? The crypto market is down today. Well, because Moody's US downgrade triggers the sell-off. Yes, that's right. They cut America's pristine credit rating, citing rising debt. Moody downgraded the U.S. sovereign credit rating on Friday due to concerns about the nation's growing $36 trillion debt pile that could complicate Trump's efforts to cut taxes and send ripples through global markets. Moody's gave the United States its pristine AAA rating in 1919, and the last of three major credit ratings a downgrade to it. Here's the deal. Why is it happening now? Because the traditional markets are opening today. And what we've seen is that the traditional markets have been tugging on the stock markets as well. So it's not just BTC that pulls the crypto markets and the altcoin markets down. It's the stock markets as well. And the futures right now are looking red across the board. Now, there are certain things out there that are in the green, but overall, you're going to have a rough opening in the stock markets. But the whales are buying. Sailor, along with Metaplanet, are buying. Bitcoin buying Monday. You're right. Strategy joins Metaplanet by acquiring another 7,390 BTC. So the whales are doing what? They're buying the dipperoni. The firm's holdings, we're talking about Strategy, have grown by an additional 7,390 BTC to over 500,000 BTC, for a purchase price of about 40 billion at 70,000 roughly per BTC. That means they sit on unrealized gains of just about $19 billion. Also, we had more purchasing. Metaplanet, Asia's largest corporate holder of BTC, said they bought another 1,000 BTC for just over 104 million. They own now 7,800 BTC, valued at 800 million. Whales are buying, and Sailor is posting what? More shit on X. Here's what Sailor said, and by the way, it's all linked in the description of Roni down below. Sailor said, yo, never short a man who buys orange ink by the barrel. Oh, God. Do you think he writes this shit himself, or do you think he has someone on X posting this? Because, look, this dude posts a whole bunch of AI-generated stupid picture garbage. But also, the shit that he posts is very cringe. I mean, not only is this dude a maxi, but the way this guy talks and writes and types stuff out is also very cringe-aroni as well. Now, let's do this, okay? You guys know how we do it on here, right? We gotta post up, because this is pretty cringe, isn't it? So let's drop a little cringe-aroni warning on here for my guy. Where is a good cringe one for us? We need a good cringe one for the sailor. Here we go. Let's drop a little cringe warning on here for the sailor guy. Yes, this is cringe, my guy. All right, let's talk about the ETF news. And no, not the futures. By the way, you could have traded that last night. Yeah. You can do that stuff, honestly, the night before, just like gold and silver. CME stuff, yeah. So even though the quote-quote official launch was today, you could have gotten in on it last night. But no, we're going to talk about the spot ETF from Franklin Templeton. This is what we want to follow. Why? Because the SEC delayed again. Damn it. SEC scheduled to decide on the Franklin Templeton Spot XP ETF in June. Here is what to expect. The U.S. SEC is scheduled to visit the Franklin Templeton Spot XRP ETF on June 17th. The regulator was initially expected to announce its ruling on May 7th, but later disclosed the need to reevaluate regulatory concerns and propose rule change. Where have we heard this before with the SEC? Delay. So it's not just the Gary Gensler SEC, it's just the SEC in general that likes to delay things and drag things out. According to the commission, pursuant to some rule that no one gives a shit about, they've now designated June 17th as the date by which the commission shall either approve or disapprove or institute proceedings to determine to approve or disapprove the rule change. Okay. According to Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seyfert, the delays in altcoin ETFs do not signal a potential disapproval. In fact, Seyfert remarked that these delays are standard procedures. That's right, the SEC is very standard with this. As such, the analyst maintains an optimistic outlook for the months ahead. However, it appears mentioning that the disapproval for one proposal might extend to the others, basically saying they look at each one of these individually. Now, to be honest with you, there was a lot of hype out there from all the smack monkeys on X, Twitter, about the XRP CME. So let's do that XRP CME action, saying, oh, we're going to moon today. And I basically told you it's going to keep the market relevant. And guess what? That's right. Looks like a big nothing burger as well. Why? Because when it went live, the market actually went down. Yeah, I followed it last night. Yeah, seriously. The only thing it did was keep us relevant. How did it keep us relevant? There were a whole bunch of news stories about it. Yeah, I didn't say it was going to be good for the price. I just said it was good for relevancy. Now, what do we got to pay attention to? It's this right here. Volume absolutely exploded, but it was to the downside. Volume went up 83% this morning to $153 billion. 25 out of 100. Yes, altcoin season, but look at this across the board. Here's the problem. BTC goes down 1.4%, ETH down 4%, Solana down 6%, XRP down 4%. You get what I'm saying here, right? That's not good. Open interest is a little bit less. That's not good, okay? By the way, open interest in XRP was a bit low as well. Volume went up. Why? Sell off pressure. Who buys the dip? Oh, we know who it is. It's the Korean won parent, and there you go. Their volume is starting to go up. Let's take a look at the XRP charting right now. We'll go on to a little bit of 15-minute candlestick-a-roni. And we can see that, yes, as soon as that futures contract launched, sell off a-roni to the downside. So what happened, everyone? Buy the rumor, what? Sell the news. That's exactly what happened. So a bunch of players out there were trying to pump it, right? Going, oh yeah, if CME futures are here, then of course we tank. Why? Because these future contracts, of which I've been telling you, are settled in cash, not in XRP. Now, this spot one that we're looking at from Franklin Templeton, ooh, that's the juicy one, baby. This is what we care about. The CME one is a relevancy play. That's kind of like Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart going to jail isn't good for Martha Stewart, but it kept her relevant in the news, right? And she was able to use that to propel her career forward, right? Exactly. So now we start looking at this, okay, and going, well, wait a minute. What happened here? It was a whole bunch of influences out there that did what? Built up this expectation that when the CME launch happened, it would be all juicy. All I told you is that it would keep XRP relevant in the news, and it did. What actually happened was that the market sold off on the news directly when that future opened, and no, the future didn't open on the 19th. the future actually opened the night before, like all of the CME future stuff do. That's why you follow the news. And I also was telling people yesterday, Zach Rector posted on X yesterday saying how happy he was that the futures were opening on the 19th, and I actually posted, you're a tard card, my guy, because it actually opens on Sunday night. So make sure you follow the right news people, the people that are telling you what to actually expect. So, XRP, buy the rumors, sell the news, still in full effect. Where are we getting support? Well, we're getting support right here on these candlesticks. Lows at 228. Is it going to hold? Well, it's still way early in the day. What's the problem? We got a down push on Moody's. We got a down push on BTC. And some of our favorite alts are bleeding as well. This isn't a good way to start the week. What do we got happening tonight? Senate cloture vote. No. Again, naughty people on X are saying, oh, we're going to get a stablecoin bill passed tonight. No, that's not what's happening. What's happening tonight is the vote for cloture. What that essentially means is if that vote passes, we get to debate it on the floor. And if the debate goes well, then we get to vote on it. Does that mean the bill passed? No, it just means then it gets sent to the House for the House to debate it. So be careful where you get the news, everyone, because you got a lot of people out there trying to pumperoni you on fake news. Like here's one. XRP update. CME Group futures go live tomorrow, May 19th. That's actually a lie. Like I told you, they went live on the 18th on Sunday night. Are you ready? And they're like, yeah, you gonna... Girlfriend, buy the rumor, sell the news. That's why you hang out with Crypto Klaus, where I bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad, with some humor and a whole shit ton of accuracy. And the CME futures did exactly what I said they would. They would keep us relevant in the news. Never said it was going to be good with the price. Never said it was going to be bad with the price. Just said it's going to be another thing, just like the SEC case. Headlines. How the market plays it, well, that's up to the market. Now, in terms of what's going to happen with the cloture vote tonight, I'm definitely keeping my eyes on that. By the way, the Senate actually starts their floor proceedings at 3. I haven't seen a schedule just yet to see when that cloture vote could happen. If it's something we can live stream, trust me, I will be able to do that. I'll see what happens when the schedule comes out. These proceedings are usually super boring. In terms of Moody downgrading the United States, I get it. Debt is out of control, and to be honest with you, it weighs heavily on the markets. It's weighing heavily on the futures, on the opening of the stock markets. It's also weighing heavily on BTC and the rest of the altcoin market. So, rest of today, what am I paying attention to? I want to see where the floor support is on some of our favorite alts. I want to see if some of those zones out there, right, especially the Asian markets, start buying up the dip as we've seen in the past. And remember, what are the rules we've learned in crypto? What do whales like to do? Buy the rumor, sell the news. Buy the dips, sell the tips. Have we not learned this by now? This is a rinse and repeat market in crypto. They do it time and time again. That's why you follow Crypto with Klaus, because I bring in the news whether it's good, bad, happy, or sad. So choo-choo what? Choo-choo biz nachos, even on a Monday.